or depending when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today, we're going to be taking a little bit of a look at a new Camerupt card. Though we do have to have a little bit of a look at Numal as well. We'll get there in a minute. So starting off then, it is a stage 1 with 140 HP. That's pretty beefy, ladies and gentlemen. That's higher than some stage 2s. We looked at Serena yesterday. Well, that's got 140 HP, and that's a stage 2. It's got a retreat cost of 4, which means it can use buff padding to get an extra 50 HP, and then it's up at 190 as a non-GX. That's pretty sweet. Weakness to water's fine. If water decks ever get good, they'll all be playing Articuno, and Articuno will get a nice one-hit KO. But they ain't good right now, so don't worry your pretty little head about it. And it is a great time to be a fire Pokemon. You're hitting weakness against grass Pokemon, like Celebi and Venusaur. And you're hitting weakness on metal Pokemon, like Lucario and Melmetal, for instance. And this is good. This is very, very nice. Not to mention, you got stuff like Welder, which allows you to attach 2 fire energy from your hand and then draw 3 cards. And we've got Giant Furnace, that lets you discard a card from your hand and then search your deck for 2 fire energy and put them into your hand. Frankly, ladies and gentlemen, it is an extremely good time to be a fire Pokemon. But what does this actually do? Well, our translation company, lovely Joe over at Cerebi.net. If you're not checking out Cerebi.net regularly, why not? And starting off, we've got Tackle. Double colorless energy, 50 damage. Now look, as an attack, this is fine. It's alright. Could be worse. It's not bad. I mean, you're not really getting quite up to the numbers. With a choice band and weakness hitting 160, which isn't really KOing anything that relevant. Go and whack my boy Incineroar down to do an extra 30 damage for all of your attacks. Now you're hitting 220. Thing is, even then, you are getting stuff like Duskmane Necrozma and Golisopod. But you're not getting these tag team GXs like Celebi and Venusaur, even with a choice band and an Incineroar, so it's not exactly that amazing. But you see, having the attack Tackle is extremely relevant now, because we've got Normalium Z. Now, we looked at Normalium Z earlier today. I'll pop a link to that video in the description. And Normalium Z can only be used by a Pokemon that has the attack Tackle. But as previously discussed, this has the attack Tackle, so we good. And it gives you an attack for 4 energy that does 200 damage, flip a coin until you hit tails, and you do 40 more for each heads. This is ridiculous, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely ridiculous. Now look, as I explained in the Normalium Z video, this isn't the best GX attack ever. But you'll see that the highest attack that Camerupt has does 150. So compared to that, 200 minimum is starting to look pretty gosh darn good. And now, we can just hit lots of damage. And I know it's for 4 energy, but firstly, double colorless energy. Secondly, Welder. Thirdly, Kiawe. I mean, honestly here, double colorless energy Welder, especially with Giant Furnace to find the energy, would seem like probably the best play here. But what you could also do is just Kiawe. Now, the problem with Kiawe is that it does end your turn, but, you know, it's like everything. If you really need the attack next turn and you don't think your opponent's just going to Guzma and KO the Pokemon to which you've attached the energy, do it. And if you think they are, maybe it's not worth it. And this is a stage in the video where we need to go and have a quick look at Numal. Because you see, Numal or Numal also has the Tackle attack. Yeah. And that means that you don't have to use Camerupt. You can use the pre-evolution. Incidentally, the correct pronunciation is Numal. So, you can use a Numal or you can use a Camerupt. Either way, you can get your Normalium Z down and you can smash because you've got the attack Tackle. This is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. This is absolutely beautiful. And incidentally, this is one of the best Tackle users we've got now. this instantly becomes one of the best users of tackle we've got. Because sure, you can use stuff like a Stuffle to actually go about doing this, and you can whack a Stuffle into your deck just to do it, but about the only Pokemon we've got which are Pokemon you might be playing anyway are kind of Steelix and Heracross, and to be honest, Heracross doesn't see a huge amount of play, it's really just Steelix. So, this is a good user of tackle. This might be the best option we've got for Normalium Z. But either way, there is a second attack here. And the second attack, we've got to have a little bit of energy on there to begin with, unfortunately. You've got to have a fire and 3 colourless, but you do 150 damage and discard 2 energy. What is extremely important here, it is discard 2 energy, not 2 fire energy. So you can do the thing we've been doing with a whole bunch of Pokemon. We used to do it with the first Alolan Ninetales GX when that saw quite a bit of play, the water one. Attach a double colourless energy, discard it to use the attack. And then next turn, you attach a double colourless energy, discard it to use the attack. And once again, you can pay this attack cost with a double colourless energy and a welder. So the other option is discard the fire energy, welder, discard the fire energy, welder, and just keep going and going. Discarding fire energy is not a big problem, because another really good card we're going to be getting by the time this comes out is Fire Crystal. Lets you put 3 fire energy from your discard pile into your hand. Getting fire energy back now really isn't a huge problem. And we've also got Victini Prism Star. Victini Prism Star's got a lovely attack for 2 fire energy that does 20 damage for each basic energy in your discard pile. And then you shuffle them all back into your deck. And clearly Victini is just begging to be used with Welder. And if you don't want to use Victini, how about Flareon? Same attack, but cheaper, and you don't shuffle them back into your deck, they stay there. And it's a GX attack. So, having fire energy in a discard, we don't care, ladies and gentlemen. This is fine. We're okay with this. And 150 damage is great, because this is getting the tag team GXs. And that's absolutely crucial here. You're going to be getting that Celebi and Venusaur. You're going to be getting that Lucario and Melmetal. You're going to be getting that Pheromosa and Buzzwole. They're all going down, ladies and gentlemen. They're all going down. Not to mention 150 will get the majority of non-GXs. Stuff like Buzzwole, for instance. He gone. Stuff like Vikavolt. It's going down. And look, there are going to be some Pokemon that survive this. Lunala Prism Star springs to mind. But the vast, vast, vast majority of Pokemon that are non-GX and seeing play in the format at the moment have got 150 HP or less. And even if you're not hitting for weakness, we can get some GX KOs here. We can use Choice Band to put us up to 180. Definitely 180. And alright, it's not everything, but it's Rayquaza. It's Tapu Lele. It's Blacephalon. That's a nice lot of KOs we're getting here. I'm liking this. No, it's not some huge powerhouse amazing attack which is going to one-hit KO absolutely everything, but that's not really the point. What it is going to do is get a whole bunch of KOs. If you really want to do absurd damage with fire decks, play Reshiram and Charizard. But that is unfortunately a tag team GX. Or play Blaziken GX. 210 for free energy is good, but it's a stage 2. No. This is a stage 1 non-GX, and honestly, the energy acceleration we've got right now for fire decks between Kiawe, Welder, and this can also use double colorless is just crazy. And I haven't even mentioned that Flareon's first attack lets you attach free energy from your hand, or that Reshiram's GX attack lets you attach 5 energy from your hand. I don't even need to talk about those. This is a nice non-GX attacker. The fact that it can use Normalium Z gives it a little bit of a bump, and I'm giving it 4 Wassies. Wouldn't be a 4 Wassie card without Normalium Z, but the reality is we've now got Normalium Z, and this is arguably the best use we've got for it. Counter argument, just use Reshiram and Charizard's GX attack. I leave it up to you, ladies and gentlemen. I leave it up to you. What I would like to ask you to do is tell me what you think about this in the comment section, and then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at @TheWassy, and Twitch for some live action at twitch.tv/PTCGRadio. If you want to support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all that, head on over to patreon.com/PTCGRadio, where we can do exactly that. And please do make sure you're checking out youtube.com/WassyPlays, where we talk about games that don't have Pokemon in. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time. Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.